Hey everybody, it's Trags, Mike Petralia inside the Auerbach Center here in Boston Landing, joined by Chris Grenham and Alex Barth. Guys, I think when we take a look back on draft night 2018 for the Boston Celtics, I think we're looking at a situation where it's status quo when you take into account that Robert Williams will be the new player, of course, drafted out of Texas A&M. Alex, I think the Celtics going with a guy like Robert Williams means they're pretty happy with the pieces that they already have, both young and veteran.
Yeah, we know Robert Williams can be a bit of a risk with his attitude problems at Texas A&M, and I think they showed tonight. This is their risk for the offseason, a team that generally doesn't pass on making the big move. They trade out of the #1 pick last season. They stay at 27. They pick at 27. I think Danny Ainge is pretty happy with the team he has, despite what anybody will tell you around the NBA.
Well, and Chris, when Danny Ainge talks about Jason Tatum and also Jaylen Brown, he said, look, those were players we actually tried to bring along. Jaylen Brown we were able to bring along, and Jason Tatum got thrust into a situation in his rookie year out of Duke because of what happened, obviously, with Gordon Hayward in the first 5 minutes of the regular season.
Right.
But my question to you is, given the roster as it is now, Danny Ainge is pretty happy.
He's got to be. I mean, you look at the way, like you said, it was kind of an abstract situation with injuries and stuff and the way everything played out last season, but this young base of talent was forced into a lot of experience that a lot of young guys don't, have the chance to get that early in their career. So I think that was beneficial, and it really showed Ainge and Stevens that they don't really need more young players. And we said it before, and Ainge said it in the press conference tonight. They don't need more young players. They're happy with the product that they have right now. So adding Williams can act as their risk for the offseason, and there's no need to go out and make a big deal. Maybe the market will, show up, but right now there's just no need for that.
Right. And guys, what I really want to focus on is what's going to be coming up, and that is July 1st. And that's when the free agent frenzy begins in the NBA, and also the possibility of someone who's not a free agent, but certainly his name is at the top of every trade speculation, and that's Kawhi Leonard out of San Antonio. I just don't see the Celtics making any kind of aggressive push for Kawhi Leonard at this point. We talk about risk with Robert Williams out of Texas A&M just because of his motor and his motivation, so to speak. There's a much bigger risk, I think, with Kawhi because of the uncertainty regarding his thigh.
Regarding how he get along with the head coach. We know what's going on with him and Popovich. I think there's a lot of it. But I think July 1st, all the talk's going to be about Marcus Smart. They obviously have to figure out his deal, but I'm not sure we'll hear much more than that at the beginning of July from the Celtics. Obviously, that is something to keep an eye on, and not taking a point guard tonight, I think, kind of establishes the fact that they do plan on bringing him back. He said earlier this week that he plans on being back. So to me, that's going to be the drama now, is what happens with Marcus Smart. I mean, compared to Kawhi Leonard, that's nothing. So they've put themselves in a good place, and it's actually going to be a somewhat calm offseason. Knock on wood, somewhat calm offseason.
Yeah, don't speak too soon.
For the Celtics
we're going to play rapid fire really quick here. I'm going to ask you 2 questions. Where does LeBron James wind up? We'll start with you, Chris Grenham.
He ends up with the Lakers, I believe. I think he goes to L.A. Beforehand, I would have said Philadelphia, but with this whole Colangelo situation, I'm not really sure how that impacts him. So I'll keep it simple. I think he's going to Lakers.
I think he's going to Golden State.
Really?
We said
that's a little bit out of the box. That's a possibility.
We said there was no way Durant was going to go there up until the minute he signed. It just, with everything that's happened in the NBA and basically since he left for Miami the first time from Cleveland, wouldn't him going to Golden State kind of be what all of this was leading up to? Wouldn't it be the perfect kind of cap on the last, 5-8 years of just NBA nonsense?
Well, I got to tell you, the more quiet it is around Cleveland, the more I have a sneaking suspicion that Cleveland may be that mystery team in the weeds. I wouldn't rule them out.
Yeah, I agree. I think they got a better chance.
He's going to like playing with Colin Sexton. I think that's definitely something that could help attract him to come back there.
Okay, and the other question I want to address are the Philadelphia 76ers. They made a very interesting, controversial move. They also looked toward the future, making a deal with the Phoenix Suns. They did the Philadelphia 76ers with their 10th pick overall, Mikal Bridges, of course, the local product out of Villanova, and 2-time national champion. And they actually brought his mother, who works in the organization for the owner, Josh Harris, to the podium, and she was near tears, expressing her joy that her son was going to be playing essentially in her hometown. And right as the Phoenix Suns were about to select Dante DiVincenzo out of Villanova, they get a call from the Philadelphia 76ers. Lo and behold, it is the 76ers trading Mikal Bridges to the Phoenix Suns for Zaire Smith, as it turned out, from Texas A&M. I just want to get a read from you. Do you think it's chaotic what's going on in Philadelphia?
I think it's a little chaotic. I think there's not, there's no organization there, and obviously that's going to happen when you have a GM, when you don't have a GM, excuse me. And they've been trying to downplay that by saying, Brett Brown has his hand in a lot of those decisions anyway, and it's fine. But I really think there are some problems there. They were trading like crazy, swapping picks and those kind of moves. I don't think that was a very good move on their part. I think Mikal Bridges was a perfect fit for them. I think he would have been a perfect guy to defend someone like Jason Tatum, which they obviously had some issues with during these last playoffs. And, not taking anything away from Zaire Smith, he's a great athletic wing, but still, I think that's a questionable move.
And, the rationalization in Philadelphia, Alex, is that it's all about the 2021 unprotected pick that I believe belongs to Miami, and that would be conferred to the Philadelphia 76ers. That's 3 years away, Alex.
Well, rationalization in Philadelphia is an interesting term to begin with, but it really felt like tonight it was multiple people making decisions for the Sixers. One person said, okay, let's pick this guy. Then another person said, okay, well, let's trade this picks. And another person says, okay, well, let's trade the pick we already made. It really felt like just too many cooks in the kitchen. I'll tell you this. Jerry Colangelo, there were reports after the issues with his son, Brian, the general manager, and the burner accounts, that Jerry had said, if you fire my son, I will, quote unquote, kind of to sum it up, destroy the organization from within. Not to go too overboard with this, but is it possible he knew how bad that Bridges thing would look and kind of, I don't think it was all Brett Brown tonight. I think it was numerous people making numerous decisions. However far that extends, that's up to you to decide. But, it's a mess.
So we did not have that kind of drama here at Boston Landing.
It's better that way.
Yeah, for one off season, I would say, and one NBA draft, it is. The Celtics get their big man in Robert Williams, 6'10". He has a 7'6" wingspan, 240 pounds. He is a big man, a rim protector that the Celtics have really been longing for over the last several years. They got him, and that's really all that took place here at Boston Landing on Thursday night. We'll have you covered, of course, on CLNS Media, clnsmedia.com, and go to Twitter and follow our Celtics account at Celtics CLNS Media. For Chris Grenham and Alex Barth, I'm Mike Petralia. Talk to you later.